Let's go ahead. I'm going to work the first three. If you want to go ahead and work ahead of me and you want to find all the answers, that would be good also. So this first one, y equals x to the third plus 1. My x is -3. I'm going to plug that in here. I use my calculator, -3 to the power of 3, -27 plus 1. Okay, when you put in a -27 in your calculator, do you use this minus to make it -27? Or this one? Right, you got to use this one down there. So -27 plus 1, -26. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So my first ordered pair is -3, -26. That's going to be hard to graph. Let's do the next one. Y equals -2 to the third power plus 1. -8 plus 1, -7. Okay, I did 2 to the third without a calculator.
Sorry.
All right, we're good with that? All right. Let's plug in a -1. Anybody want to talk me through this one?
I will.
Okay.
So you take -1 and put it in parentheses, and the root times, to the third power plus 1 equals 0.
Okay, -3 to the third power is -1 plus 1 equals 0. Great. Okay, so all we're doing is we're plugging in the x values, using the calculator, getting back the y values. Okay, so I know that I will leave the rest of them as an exercise. I know that we probably have some go-getters out there who went ahead and figured them all out. Anybody want to tell me what you get after you plug in the 0?
1.
1. After you plug in a 1?
2.
0. After you plug in a 2?
9.
And after you plug in a 3?
28.
28?
Yeah, for the 0, I got 1. Oh, yeah, and then for 1, I got 2 for 1.
Say it again.
For 1, I got 2.
2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, if you rewind the recording, I made a funny face when I saw that 0. Okay, all right, let's go take a look at this. Now, our shape for this, does anybody know what a cube looks like?
Is it a V?
Oh, no, the V is absolute value, right? V for value, absolute value. This one is like a snake.
Okay. Oh, chair. Yeah.
All right, let's go to my graph here and let's graph it. Now look, I only have 0 to 10. So you know that when you see the homework, this is going to be a multiple choice. You pick the shape. But so I'm not going to be able to graph anything below 10 or above 10, but I know pretty much where it is. So -3, oh, you know what? Let me see if I can grab this. Look at that. Can you see that? Okay, let's go ahead and let's graph these. -3, -26, that's not on my graph. -2, -7 is going to be right here. -1, 0. Go back 1 and 0 in the y direction. 0, 1. 1, 2. 2, 9. Okay, and then the other two I can't put on here, but you know what? I'm gonna I'm going to show you what the graph looks like. Okay, so see how it's kind of like a snake like that? Now, would you believe that this graph runs through -3, -26? That would be back 3 and down, woo, all the way down to -26. Would you believe that? Yeah, that looks like where the graph's going. And would you believe that the graph goes to 328? Let's see.
Yes.
3 and all the way up to 28? Yeah, I'll believe that. That's where it looks like it's going. Okay, so this is the graph that you'll pick. Now, the important point on this graph is this right here. Okay, so when you go back and you look at the original graph, x to the third plus 1, what do you think that plus 1 is doing to that point? This point really should be here if it wasn't for the plus 1. Okay, and this is what your graph would look like. The plus 1 is taking it and moving it up 1. Okay, so after we learn how to plot these points and we start getting good at just graphing without having to plot the points, you could just look at this equation over here and just be able to plot to graph it without plugging in points or get an idea of what the shape looks like.
I have a question, Mr. Palumbo.
Yes. Oh, you're on mute. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How do we know what kind of graph it's going to give us if we know it's, I mean, by looking at it, like you were saying, it's going to be a snake?
Yeah, so, and we're gonna do this in the future. We're gonna learn what some of these shapes look like. So if you see a square, it's gonna give you a smiley face, right? If it's positive, or if it's negative, oh, frowny face. If it's cube, it's gonna give you this snake, like that. If it's an absolute value, what does absolute value look like?
V.
Absolute value, right? It might be a V like that, it might be a V like that. And of course, x to the first is just our line. So you kind of get familiar with some of these shapes, right? There's some popular math shapes out there that you'll get used to.